We are officially in September. We're past the Labor Day weekend, which marks the unofficial end of summer, and it's time for another market update. If you watched any of these in the past, you know that I keep it at a very high level. I'm not digging into the data. If you want any of that, reach out and I'd be happy to provide it. But we're just gonna talk at a very high level what's going on with the real estate market here in the Pacific Northwest. Well, now that we're past the summer, it's not just the real estate market that's cooling off. The weather here in the Pacific Northwest is starting to feel like fall. The leaves are changing colors. Starbucks pumpkin spice latte is now out. And for the first time in months, actually the heat at my house this morning kicked on. So past the Labor Day weekend, heading into September, I'm excited for the fall. As it pertains to real estate, August has always been historically a slow month for real estate, and we saw no different this year. Basically, the number of transactions has been down, and even though the market is changing to be more favorable to buyers, the listings are also down. But I do expect that as we get into September, now that the school started back up, people are no longer traveling for the most part, I do think a lot of sellers were waiting until past this holiday weekend to take their house on the market. So I do think we'll see an influx of new activity as far as listings are concerned. Today in King County, single family residential, there's right about 3,200 single family homes that are active. Just in July, there was about 10% more. There was 3,600 homes that were active. So a little bit less activity as far as new inventory, but that will tick up. So if you plan on selling, I do think we will see a bit of a stronger market in spring than we did over the summer. Like I said, and we talked about this in one of the previous market updates, that it seems like this year a lot more people were out traveling, and just in general with the higher rates and all the other factors that are going on, I think a lot of people paused on their real estate journey. But I do think the buyers will regain the confidence and come back into the market now that the rates have stabilized just a little bit. They actually came down just a little bit. So if you are selling, what we are seeing is that you should expect that it might take a little bit longer, and more importantly than ever, you need to make sure that your home stands out and that it's priced correctly. As I track week after week, what's happening is we see as many price reductions as we see new listings come on the market. That means that way too many sellers price way too high at the beginning, they miss the momentum, and then they lower the price, and then eventually goes under contract. While at the same time, we do see that the sellers who are more realistic and maybe, motivated, or at least they price the home correctly, we are still seeing multiple offers even at all price points. So don't be the one who's sitting on the market for a long time, unless you have no motivation, you just want to test the waters, maybe you'll get lucky, great. But if you want to get your home sold, pricing correctly is more important than ever. The days of just throwing whatever number up and it's selling the first weekend are long gone. If you are a buyer, I get so many questions about, is this the right time to buy? Should we wait? Is the market gonna crash? Are the prices gonna bottom out? I tell everybody, none of us know for sure, right? But we do know what all the experts are suggesting. It seems like the consensus is that the appreciation will slow down, we will see less transactions, but we do not expect any significant dip in prices, especially here in our local market. Real estate is very market specific. So some other areas that were inflated, or maybe secondary home markets or vacation markets, will take a hit well before we do here in the Pacific Northwest, where job security is great, a lot of people are making a lot of money, and there's a lot of buyers out there who need homes. So whether you should buy now or not, it just really depends on your situation. Are you finding the right home for you? And I don't think that you should buy into the propaganda of the media that the sky is falling and the price is gonna bottom out and you're gonna keep waiting to buy. The rates are historically still very favorable, and the Fed keeps talking about that they've done an okay job slowing down inflation, but we're very far from where we need to be, right? So even though it went from 9.5 to 8.5, the Fed continues to remind us that they do expect to keep raising rates. And as they continue to raise rates, the mortgage rates will continue to go up, and that will have a direct effect on your buying power. So if you find a great home, but you don't buy it today at a mid-5, low-5 rate, just because you think the prices are gonna crash, it's possible, but my personal opinion is that that's not gonna be the case. I do think that the rates are gonna kick up even more, and you'll be able to eventually have to settle for less house, probably for the same payment. So that's a wrap. I know it was very general. I always keep this high level. If you want any specifics about your particular neighborhood or your situation or whatever it might be, Feel free to reach out to me anytime, and otherwise, I'll catch you next month.